So we want to ask this question here. So now I have this nuclear fusion process. The question is, how do stars work? Stars oscillate from smaller to larger sizes, which is kind of amazing when you think about it, is that you got to look at that gamma ray. That's the important piece. So it turns out that the gamma ray that are released when forming helium produces a radiant pressure. And this radiant pressure, that is, this pressure pushes outwards by the gamma rays. So what I imagine is that it goes something like this here. Now, I don't know how to draw this, so you'll have to bear with me. But I imagine that I have my ball of gas right here. Okay, this is my ball of gas. Now, all of this nuclear fusion is happening at the core of the Earth. Okay, so if I'm thinking about the core of the Earth, that means right in here at the core, I'm going to say here is that, so I should make, how do I say this here? So at the core is where fusion occurs. So what that means here is that if I look at the gamma rays, what it does here is that they're shooting out like this. And as a consequence, it's literally pushing the sun outward. So you could imagine that there's this pressure wave, if I could say that. So now I have this pressure wave that's literally pushing out like this. And so what I'm saying here is that this is the radiant pressure of the gamma rays. However, we still have gravity. So there's this fight between the radiant pressure and the gamma rays. So now I have gravity, which is still trying to push down and collapse the star. So we would say then that in this case, gravity is trying to collapse the star inwards. And I should probably write here is outwards. So you could see here is that there's always a battle between gravity and this thing here. So the question is, why does the sun or stars oscillate, right? And what we're saying here is that there is an epic battle between these two forces. And here's where the oscillation comes from. So that if the radiant pressure is too large, what happens here is that the star gets too big. But if it gets too big, it then cools down. So at this point, gravity has the upper hand. And what I mean by that is that what it does now, it pushes harder on the gas ball and makes it smaller. And I should be really careful here. I should add something right in here because I think I misled you a tiny bit here. And I'm just going to slide this down and I apologize. But if it cools down, then what you find here is that you reduce nuclear fusion, which means that you get less gamma rays coming out to support the pressure here. But then here's this epic battle that I'm talking about. So now all of a sudden, the star is smaller. Now the star is smaller. And in this case, this implies here is that it gets hotter with greater pressures, which in turn increase the rate of nuclear fusion. And as a consequence, you then produce more gamma rays / radiant pressure. And so these oscillating stars play in a significant role in understanding how the universe works. But just out of, here's the thing that's really kind of crazy here. Just as a side note, I think this is such a cool side note though. As a side note, these nuclear fusions tell us, how do I say this? Tell us about the energy output of the sun. So check this out. So when we say the energy that the sun puts out to produce helium, right? So we're talking about the energy the sun puts out to produce helium. Remember, that's the gamma rays. But check this number out. This is equivalent to 1 trillion, right? A trillion megaton nuclear bombs. per second of energy output. Think about that, right? This is just an incredible number, right? Think about that. That's an incredible number. So every second, the sun is releasing 1 trillion megaton bombs per second. So the sun is literally exploding all of the time. But you might say, well, come on, Carlos, I don't see the sun exploding. You're right, because gravity is holding it all in. So gravity is containing all of that energy.